Foster grandparents, if you want to stand up and show everyone how many of you are here today. And thank Miss Melinda.
It's been an awesome 14 years of my life, because every single person that I touched while I was doing that has become very special to me. So this was very kind. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, welcome back. I'm glad you came back, and I hope you brought some of your friends to see this part of our program, because we're going to continue to talk about some of the food programs and initiatives that we have going in Peoria to address a major problem of hunger. As you can see, I have three new guests. I have sitting immediately to my left, Barbara Shreves, to her left, Jessica Bell, and to her left, Linda Davies. Ladies, thank you for joining me at CAPtions.
You're welcome.
Barbara, what agency are you with, or what program are you with?
I'm with the food bank.
The food bank. And what about you, Jessica?
The Boys and Girls Club.
The Boys and Girls Club. And what about you, Linda?
Walmart on Allen Road.
And I understand that there's been some type of collaboration that has been going on between the three of you. But before we get into that, let's take a moment and reacquaint people with the food bank, what it is and what its mission and purpose is.
Well, its mission and purpose is to feed hungry people.
Uh-huh.
And as you know, we have a lot of them nowadays.
Uh-huh.
There's about 58 million hungry people in the United States,
Yes, I
which
understand.
is just unbelievable. And about 16 million of them are children.
Wow.
And of course, we've been concentrating on taking care of the kids, and with the collaboration with Walmart and the Boys and Girls Club, we are reaching out to them, and we want to do more.
And you primarily address the hunger problem by distributing food to the food pantries? Is that the way it is?
We have over 100 food pantries located in 8 counties that surround Peoria. And we serve probably around 40 to 50,000 people a month through those, through all of those pantries. We couldn't do it without them. They have certainly experienced a high volume of new people the past year and a half, and continue to see people that they've never seen there before. And it's the working people.
Yes.
And they just can't seem to make ends meet.
Where do you get your food from to distribute to these
Well,
pantries?
we have a lot of programs that donate to us. Walmart is one of them, Sam's and Kroger's, and it's we pick up food from them that they would normally throw away. It's perfectly good food. If the box is damaged, they certainly can't sell it. And the organizations are good enough to save all that food for us, and we pick it up 2 or 3 times a week. And we bring it back to the food bank. We go through it, and of course discard anything that's not safe for the pantries to take. We also purchase food, and a truckload of food costs us anywhere from $20,000 to $24,000.
So do you accept cash contributions if there's individuals
Absolutely.
or corporations
We do a
that
lot
want to donate some money?
We have many business donors that we're very grateful for. We're always looking for new. We write grants, and we accept just individual donations.
Well, that's great. Jessica, what is your position at the Boys and Girls Club, and how long have you been there?
I'm the site director at the Boys and Girls Club on Grinnell Street.
Okay.
I've worked there for about 5 years, but I just started being the site director in June when we reopened Grinnell. So
we just recently discussed the Boys and Girls Club not too long ago. How did you, or what role has the Boys and Girls Club found itself in addressing food issues? I mean, was something going on that you noticed and decided you wanted to get involved in feeding the kids or their families or whatever?
Well, our number one concern about our kids is when they come from school and they haven't eaten or they didn't eat breakfast or whatever, they're cranky, they're hungry, and they're going to behave different.
Right.
They're not going to want to sit down and do their homework or do an extra, help with mentoring and tutoring if they're hungry. So our number one focus is to make sure they're fed and that they get food. But a lot of our families, they're working, but they can't provide nutritious food for their families. Right. And that's when, we wanted to partner with the food bank and Walmart to figure out what we can do to help our neediest families.
Well, that is great. One of the things I've noticed in the 40 years I've been here is that there's a lot of collaboration between agencies and between the not-for-profit sector, such as you, and the for-profit, the private sector, such as Walmart.
Right.
And I'm glad to know that you identified a problem and you found some individuals to work with you to address the problem. And that's great. Linda, your name has been mentioned, or your place of employment, Walmart. How did Walmart get involved with some of this collaboration in terms of addressing a needed service in our area, such as feeding people outside of those of us who are fortunate enough to be able to go through the cashier and pay for it?
Yeah. We had a corporate Feeding Illinois. They had a challenge up for all the stores saying, how can you get involved in your community to help feed the hungry people? And I happened to talk to Amy at the food bank, and she had talked with me, and we came up with a backpack program to try where we would put snacks in bags for the kids to take home for the weekend so that they would have food over the weekend, because usually they got their breakfast and lunch at school during the week.
Right.
But we would just worry about what they would do for the weekend. So she came up with a list of names. She actually did all the paperwork on it, and she just gave us a list of, the last name and how many kids were in the family. And right now we're up to 11 families with 31 kids that we're feeding. We do a different program for the summer because they have different children that come in. But at the school year, we've got the new list for this school year. We started out by Walmart funding it with a grant. And we were finding out we were probably just going to do it for 3 months because we were finding out it's very expensive. But then we started working with Barb at the food bank, and she is able to come up with grant money for feeding children. So the food bank is funding it now, but our associates are taking time during their lunch hour and volunteering the time to put the food bags together and then to deliver them on Fridays down at the food bank. And then Amy takes care of passing them out to the children. So we were able, between last year and so far this year, last year we were giving them $6,500 in Volunteerism Always Pays grant money from the Walmart Foundation. And this year so far we've been able to give them $1,500 so far, but we will work on more as the year goes on.
Well, I want to compliment you and your associates here in Peoria for all of the work that you do. And I know not only are you involved in the backpack program, as you're now calling it, but you do a number of other things that we'll also talk about. But and I want to compliment Walmart. I know for whatever reason, Walmart is always attacked, it seems, by communities and things like that. But as far as I'm concerned, I think Walmart does a lot of beneficial things for our community, and this is just an example in joining in and working to address a problem in our community, unfortunately, that's growing, and that's the hunger problem. As it relates to you, Barb, what other initiatives does the food bank do or have addressed or have started in addition to working with these two individuals?
We operated, we help fund a Kids Cafe program.
Kids Cafe, what does that consist
It's
of?
when there's an after-school program, and the kids are fed a hot meal.
All right.
Because we know a lot of the kids don't get a hot meal. So we did that at Carver Center, and as you know, Carver Center has closed.
Of which hopefully we're going to have a
Yes.
community initiative to
Yes.
bring it back, because we need Carver Center
A
more
lot of
today
people
than
have-
we did
yeah.
back in the 20s when it was started
Yeah.
helping women.
Was a great. It's a great place to for the kids. They did a lot for the kids. But we will hopefully be able to start another kids cafe.
Okay.
And maybe another backpack program. We also implemented what we call a mobile food pantry
Oh.
in January of this year. And the mobile food pantry is designed to go out into the very rural areas. And presently our mobile food pantry is going out to a little farming area by the name of Fairview, Illinois. And we're drawing people from 8 or 9 little towns
Great.
that come into the mobile food pantry, and they are given a chance to get food if they need it.
You know, I'm certain that hunger is as much a problem in many of those rural areas and small communities as it is in Peoria. But I still feel that the average Peorian is blessed to have the wealth of agencies and programs and assistance that we have, and I'm glad you recognize that you're trying to address it through your mobile food bank to address some of these places that don't have a place they can walk up to or call or whatever, but that you get the food to them. Approximately how many hundreds of thousands of pounds of food would you think or estimate that you pass out during a year?
Well, last year it was a little over 3 million.
Million. So
3
I'm
million
really
pounds.
way off. Okay.
Yeah, and this year we expect to surpass that. You know,
Yes.
our goal is 3.5 million. We've been hurt, of course, by all of the economic downturn that has happened. Our USDA commodities have decreased, and it's hurting all of our food banks, not just ours, but all of them in central Illinois. And hopefully that will pick up. We just don't know.
Okay.
A lot of the pantries depend on those USDA commodities.
I'm certain that's true.